that kind. And once, I'm telling you, these export customers, once they get the confidence in your service, quality and delivery, they will not leave you that early. Then they will again and again keep placing the repeated orders.
Good evening, sir. So my name is Mohit. Sir, about the exchange rate, you told that you had got an order from Germany at 20,000 panels. So you were told that whenever you enter into a contract, do you sometimes short the foreign currency which you get, short sell the foreign currency which you get in the say? So how did it affect, like it won't, if you entered into a forward contract with the companies who are selling outside, so it would not affect your company, but the exchanges, does it affect your company, or do you short it, or do you keep it unhedged?
No, in our case, see, we usually don't go about hedging because usually what we were earlier hedging, but we have experienced that whenever you go for a forward contract, and nobody in India, even till today, they cannot predict what is going to happen in the currency. So in case of euro, when it was say 68 and it went down to 66, people thought of it will again go back to 68. So in that case, we don't do hedging, and then it was such a drastic fall in such a short period. That is how this happens. Yeah, it is open. No, that is what I'm trying to tell you. It is open to the risky environment, and that is why you should put the clause in the contract saying that we have quoted at 68 euro. When it goes to 66, please give me at least that much increase. Yeah, you have to put that in the contract. That is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you cannot protect every time by forward booking it, and that is also at a cost. You say that I have quoted. Always when you're quoting, you say two things. Now, one is the raw material base you have considered, and also the exchange rate at which you have quoted. Say 68 when it was, 1 euro was about 68 Indian rupees. So you say that I have quoted at this base. If it goes to 69 or 70, he'll ask for reduction. If it goes to 66, you ask for increase. That is all. No, okay. Most of these big customers, they usually deal in either in their home currency, be it in USA, be it in US dollar, in Germany, euros, and all the business they are also selling, whatever part they are selling is in that currency. So they usually don't want, because again there will be a risk if they buy in Indian rupee and sell in euro, again they have to play with the difference in the currency. So they don't prefer buying in Indian rupees, never. And there, basically the availability of the foreign exchange also is important, like Indian rupees are not that freely available to them. So that is also one of the major reasons. Exactly what okay. Yeah. Okay, see, whenever we receive an export order, or say, in case of OEM business in India, they keep sending you schedules. Like every month, suppose for the next month, they would give you a schedule, say at about 25th or 28th of the earlier month. So you receive the total schedule for the next month. Say for August, you will receive the schedule in July end. So then accordingly, you give that planning to your production planning people and say that this is the quantity and the resources available with you. Accordingly, you plan the total production. Similarly, in case of exports, when we get an export order, immediately it is issued to the production planning, and they start planning and give us, and the lead times, you should be aware of the lead time, how much, what is the production capacity, how much orders you can handle, how many pieces you can produce in a month. Accordingly, you commit to the customer the lead time you required to ship his order. Say I get an order of 5,000 and my production capacity is only 2,000. So then accordingly I commit to him at least 2.5 months time, lead time for delivery. That is the...
So sir, sometimes if you get some big order,
Yeah.
so do you go for it? I mean, if it is more than what your production capacity?
No, if it is more than the production capacity, then we inform him prior that this is what we will be able to supply and this will be the schedule of our shipments. If it is acceptable to him, he will maintain the order. Otherwise, he will place the balance quantity to someone else. It is always better to give him. If you do not tell him while receiving the order and you are delayed in delivery, then if you are sending it by sea, he will ask you to send it by air at your own cost. And sending these goods by air means your total profitability is gone because these are all heavy items and it is very expensive to send by air. So, as I said in my presentation, it's very important to commit the delivery, and they want that commitment of delivery within 48 hours of receipt of order. So, you have to decide within 48 hours whether you are going to meet his delivery. If yes, you say yes, or you say no, I am not able to meet your delivery requirement. I'll be able to ship by this date. If it is acceptable, please keep the order. Otherwise, you can reduce the order or you can cancel the order. No, but that is what he's looking at, the genuineness of your company. If you just keep him in dilemma that you are going to supply and at the last moment you are not able to meet that supply date, then you are gone. And he will never come back to you in the lifetime. So it is better that you commit to him what you are able to do and wait when you increase the production capacity, then you again go to him saying that I have increased my capacity, you can increase the schedules to me. That is what I have personally experienced, because once you lose a customer, he will never come back to you. And once you have told him the truth, he will believe and he will always keep. So your capacity is booked. Now if you want to increase the business, you increase your production capacity and then again approach him. So he will definitely increase the business on you. Yeah. I cannot hear clearly.
So, if I want to do exporting business, then according to you, which one would be a viable option? To approach the customers individually or to the agency houses or to the government bodies? And if any one of these, then what is the beneficial of going to that body only?
You see, in our case in automobile, there is an engineering export promotion council which promotes exports, and they, in a year, at least 12 kind of one-to-one meetings are organized by them, say from Germany, from UK, USA, they have delegates visiting. So if you are a member of Engineering Export Promotion Council and you go to these one-to-one meetings, it will be beneficial to you. But after a particular, once you have already created a base in a country, then it is always better to go directly there and approach other customers, and you give a reference of one customer that you are already doing business with him, then that is how your business grows. But initially to start, yes, you can approach these kind of organizations to get the first breakthrough. But after you have got the first breakthrough, it is always better to go directly. See, for a new customer, till you have not done business with him, it is always advisable to open an LC, because that is the safest term. So it is, for a new customer, always go for an LC. Be it LC at site, be it LC at 30 days, LC at 60 days, LC at 90 days, whatever. So you are totally protected. But for a regular customer, then opening an LC, all this costs money. So nobody is interested in opening. In all the developed countries, they do not entertain LC. So it is a no. So we don't work on LC with our regular customer, and in these developed countries, it is on a credit terms. Either 30 days, 60 days from the date of bill of lading. So most of our business in developed countries is with credit of 60 days. Whereas if you go to a new country, like if you want to export to Iran, you cannot think of exporting without an LC, because you never know whether you will get your money back or not. So in that case, you have to open an LC. Yeah.
Sir, I go through the report of McKinsey, and in a McKinsey report, shown that 2025, whatever the consumption in India at the level of 2005, become a five time to that time. So, as an entrepreneur, for your point of view, we are on to extend our business abroad or to extend our business India, because whenever the India is converting into a huge economy, so that's why our focus is on domestic market, because 80% of your sales is in domestic market. So my first question is this, and my second question is this, sir. Uh, how you can compete with China? Because I just go through one paper, that is Shanghai Automotive Industrial Corporation, and have a big support to the government organization to Chinese production and all these things. So how you can maintain your core competence where you are lagging in the sense in India, and in China they have all these stuffs to produce in a lower price. So how you can compete with the Chinese market? Thank you.
So to answer your first question, it is always better to have like you should distribute your market share in India as well as in exports, because sometimes it happens that export market is more lucrative, you get a better rate in export. Sometimes it is better that you get a good rate in domestic market. But looking at today's economic situation, Indian economy is booming, so it is better, and since we already have a share in India, we are able to survive. If we were dependent only on exports in this situation, we wouldn't have survived, because the economy is like US and they are under recession. So it is always better to have a stake in both the markets, domestic as well as exports. So whenever one is doing better, you benefit out of that. If you are only in domestic, you will not get the benefit of exports when it is booming. So it is that kind of a situation. Now to answer your second question about China, see, most of the people have this impression that, and even a lot of the customers abroad have the impression that China is very cheap and the prices are very low. But there is a big difference if you go to China and you see the supplier base. There is few suppliers who are very, very cheap, but the quality they are offering is not at all acceptable to the standards where, like in Germany, if you want to fit this cylinder liner in Mercedes, you will not even think of fitting that product. And the customer is looking at the life, in this case, life of the engine. So he will not try to go for a cheap product. Whereas the good quality manufacturers and who are OEM manufacturers, the difference between their price and Indian manufacturer price is not more than 10%. So that 10% or this 5 to 7%, then comes the role of your service. And India is winning because of the language. English language, which is a major advantage India is having over China. Whenever you go there to any country, and if you are able to explain them and convince him, that is, and you are there, again, the biggest advantage in India is they are there, Indians are there to listen to their complaints. Whereas in China, that it is still not, they have not reached that stage wherein they immediately respond to the complaints. So all these reasons are giving us a competitive edge today. Have I covered both the? Yeah. 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 Okay, okay. Right. Through these groups, yeah. Buying groups, yeah. Okay. Now I'll tell you how these buying groups function. Basically, like a company like Federal Mogul or the other groups we are supplying to, say an OEM abroad who is making, say General Motors making cars in USA, they will not approach directly to a supplier in India. They will appoint a big group who has the capabilities to do the survey in India, and they have the total database available, and they have that negotiating power. They have the total market research available, that who is this best supplier for the product, and they take the advantage of these groups, give them the opportunity and the total go ahead that they can shortlist and select the vendor. So, and these groups usually have such a database that they know who is the best supplier for that product in which country. And accordingly, they have shortlisted them and they go about doing business.
Hello,
And they are there
hello,
in
sir.
every trade fair for automobile exhibition, and every year they have people touring and surveying and carrying out surveys and market research for any new supplier who is competitive enough.
Sir, my name is Ashish Mishra. As Mahindra & Mahindra and your company are providing in just-in-time, they are following a just-in-time strategy, right? So for them, they are saving the inventory cost. And what about the benefit that you are getting from in JIT that they are following? So are you getting any benefit, or there is a loss?
We are not getting any benefit
Huh.
out of just-in-time delivery. In fact, we have to be alert 24 hours, 365 days. We have to be on our foot to meet their requirements. And the OEMs today are putting all the inventory carrying cost and everything on the supplier. They are very demanding, and they don't want to keep even a single piece inventory. And that is how they are increasing their profitability. The balance sheets you see.
So what about the negotiation? You have tried about the negotiation, right? They want in just in time, but have you ever tried that to follow any other strategy like?
No, earlier, say about 3 years back, it was all they were keeping inventory for about 2 days, 3 days. See, as and when the things, infrastructure is improving, if you see earlier, if you send a vehicle from here, from Ahmedabad to Bombay, you are not sure that it will reach in 1 day because of the highways. But today the highways have improved, the vehicles have improved, so that is when they have also become aware, okay, when the vehicle reaches, they are sure that next day it is going to reach there. So all these things which have improved has led to their becoming more and more demanding. Earlier it was 2 to 3 days inventory.
So sir, there is a production, right? It is confirmed that for a 15 days or for a 1 month you have to produce that much amount, that much space, and you have to supply.
Like
So
sorry to interrupt. They will give a schedule for the entire month.
yes.
So that monthly schedule is broken into weekly schedule. Weekly schedule is broken down into daily schedule. So that is how you have to meet the requirement.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we have to carry the inventory. They are transferring the inventory of say 1 or 2 days to us, yeah.
Sir, just one question. In between, we had seen that almost overall the world, I mean, there was economic recession which was going on, and export sector was really badly hit. So, what was the state of your business in that particular scenario, and how did you manage to proceed, or with your business in that phase?
You see, definitely when the recession scenario was there, since we were into these 3 countries, US was the worst affected. So there our exports were definitely affected. But whereas in case of Germany and UK, it was affected to the least, like Germany was the least affected. So we had a lot of business there. So that gave us a good benefit. And meantime, in that time, domestic business started booming. The OEM requirements in India started almost 1.5 times, and it is today almost double the requirement what it was earlier. So that gave us a boost, and we diverted the capacity domestically. And now again it has started picking up. So again we are trying to see how to cater to that, and we have to now increase the capacity to meet the increased requirements of exports since we have already diverted the capacity. Yeah. Yeah. The contingency plan, in the sense like these kind of situations happens once in 5 years or things like that. So in that case, it is always better, as I said, to have a stake in both domestic and exports. You should not depend only on exports and not depend only on domestic business, so that you can, whenever this kind of situation comes, you can distribute your capacity either ways. That is very important. Those companies who are 100% dependent on exports have been hit badly. There are big export houses in India who were dependent on only US, and their business is down by at least 50% in certain cases. So people get affected, that is there, yeah. 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 core competency is not distribution channels. Our core competency is in production. The distribution work of our product is handled by these big houses where they have network throughout the world. So we supply to them and they distribute our product. So that is how. And it is not easy for you to have a distribution network throughout the world. A lot of expenses are involved in that, and then you should concentrate more on distribution rather than production. But in our case, today we can say our core competency is the quality of the product which we produce. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get you. Yeah, there are a lot of instances wherein you meet a customer and the business does not materialize because the price at which he is asking the product or the product he is looking at, what he wants would not be in your range and you won't want to develop that product at that time. So there are instances wherein the order does not materialize. But yeah. Okay. Okay, okay. See, the major challenge is to get the new customer. It is not that easy today in this competition to get the new customer. So you have to be after that customer and you have to see that you meet him again and again, try to convince him, invite him to your plant. See, the biggest advantage a manufacturer has between a trader, there are a lot of trading houses who are exporting the similar product. But the biggest advantage you have is that you can show him the manufacturing facility. And once he comes to your plant and he is convinced with your manufacturing facility and the systems in your organization, he will definitely give you an order as against a trader. So the biggest advantage I think is the manufacturing base which you have. That helps you a lot. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you so much, sir. I would just like to brief upon whatever that we had gone through the presentation. First, we had gone through the procedure for the export, which was there, the development of the relationships with the exporters, which is actually one of the very crucial points. The development, the highly committed workforce, the commitment to the quality, which is actually very much important. And then in line with the policies and processes laid down by the customers, conducting process audit every year. So we need to take care that all our processes are as per the industry requirement. Then attending national and international seminars, fairs. Yes, of course, exposure is really important. So these were the points which sir had mentioned. Understand the customers and keep pricing under check in spite of the inflation. One more major thing was the price protection, which is of the paramount importance in the export business. And majorly, we are talking about what? I mean, the Indian roots and the global pursuits that we had touched upon. So that is one of the major points. With this, I would like to say that we all had a good understanding about the export, and I'm very much happy that sir had answered all the questions, whatever that we had. And I would like to thank all my friends over here for attending this seminar and coming up with the questions. So with this, I would like to conclude the session, and thank you so very much, sir. I would like Pinky to give a vote of thanks. I would also like to thank Mr. Hardev Singh, the father of Gurpreet Singh. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. And with this, I would like to end up the session. Thank you so much, everyone. And I hope that this would be a good learning for all of us regarding the export business. Okay. From here, we will proceed to the cafeteria, where we'll have a small discussion amongst with our respected judges over here. So please, kindly proceed. ये बंद कर दूं? Sure, good.